Your battery may not be dead. In fact, right now, thousands of people are throwing away perfectly good car batteries because nobody ever showed them this one simple check. Auto shops won't tell you this because a new battery costs them nothing to sell you and everything for you to skip. Today, I'm going to show you the exact test mechanics used before they ever recommend a replacement. And by the end of this video, you'll know in under 2 minutes whether your battery is actually dead or just tired and needs a little help. Stick around, because the trick I'm about to show you has saved people literally hundreds of dollars, and most folks have never even heard of it. Here's the thing that happens to almost everyone. You go out on a cold morning, turn the key, and you get that slow click, 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 or nothing at all. Panic sets in. You think, great, dead battery, time to buy a new one. So you drive to the nearest auto parts store, or worse, a dealership, and they slap a battery tester on it for 30 seconds and say, yep, it's dead. That'll be $180. But here's what they're not telling you. A lot of those quick testers only check surface voltage. They don't check what's actually happening inside the battery. And that surface reading can be misleading, especially if your battery was just sitting for a few days or it's cold outside. So a battery that looks dead on a rush test might actually have plenty of life left in it. This happens more than you'd think, and it's costing regular people a lot of money they didn't need to spend. My grandfather used to run a small repair garage back before every shop had computers hooked up to your car. Back then, nobody threw away a battery without testing it properly first, because batteries were expensive and people didn't waste money. He taught me this trick when I was maybe 15 years old, standing in his garage with grease on my hands, wondering why he was messing around with an old battery instead of just buying a new one. He told me something I never forgot. He said, "The acid in there doesn't just disappear, boy, it separates. Sometimes it just needs waking up." Back then, mechanics didn't have fancy diagnostic tools. They relied on knowledge passed down, testing methods, and a little patience. Somewhere along the way, as everything got more disposable and dealerships wanted faster turnover, this kind of hands-on know-how kind of faded out. Nobody has time to slow down and actually check a battery properly anymore. It's easier to just sell you a new one. But that old school approach still works today, maybe even better, because modern batteries are actually built pretty similarly to the ones from decades ago in terms of basic chemistry. So let's get into exactly what to do. First thing you need is a simple multimeter. You can get one for around $10 to $15 at any hardware store, and honestly, every homeowner should have one anyway. Turn your car off completely, let it sit for a few minutes so any surface charge settles down. That part matters. Don't skip it. Set your multimeter to DC voltage, 20 volt range. Touch the red probe to the positive terminal and the black probe to the negative terminal. Here's what you're looking for. A fully healthy battery at rest should read somewhere around 12.6 volts. If you're getting 12.4 or above, that battery has plenty of life in it, and whatever's wrong with your car is probably not the battery at all. It might be a loose connection or a bad alternator. If you're reading between 12 and 12.4, don't panic yet. That's not a dead battery. That's a battery that needs charging. And this is the key part most people miss. A battery reading low voltage is not automatically a battery that needs replacing. It just means the battery isn't holding a full charge right now, which is a completely different problem. Now, here's the actual hack. The part that saves you money. If your battery is testing low before you spend money on a replacement, try this. Get yourself a basic battery charger, the kind with a trickle or slow charge setting. You can find these for $30 to $50, and honestly, you'll use it again someday. Hook it up following the instructions, and let it charge slowly overnight rather than blasting it with a fast charge. Fast charging can actually stress an already weak battery and make things worse. Slow and steady is what actually revives it. After it's charged fully, let it rest for about an hour, then test the voltage again. If it's holding steady above 12.4 volts, take it for a drive, let the alternator do its job, and you've likely just saved yourself $150 to $200. But here's the catch, and I want to be straight with you about this. If the battery drops voltage fast after charging, like within an hour or two, that usually does mean the battery has a bad cell and it genuinely needs replacing. This trick isn't magic. It won't revive a battery that's truly dead from age or internal damage. What it does is stop you from replacing a battery that was never actually dead in the first place, which happens way more often than people realize. One mistake I see constantly, people jumpstart their car, drive around for 10 minutes, and assume the battery is fine now because the car started. That's not proof of anything. Driving around briefly just uses the alternator to limp the car along. It doesn't tell you the actual health of the battery itself. You have to let the car sit and test the resting voltage to know the truth. Another common mistake is testing the battery right after driving, when it still has surface charge sitting on it. That'll give you a falsely high reading. You need that few minutes of rest first. I can't stress that enough. I've tested this method on probably a dozen batteries over the years, comparing it against what shops told people, and the pattern is consistent. A shocking number of dead batteries brought into stores test out just fine once they're properly charged and rested. We're talking maybe 1 in 4 cases where a full replacement wasn't actually necessary. The results speak for themselves if you catch it early. A battery under 2 or 3 years old that's simply undercharged will usually bounce right back and hold a charge for months, sometimes over a year, before you need to think about replacement again. Even older batteries, 4 or 5 years in, often have enough life left to get you through another few months, which buys you time to shop around for a good deal instead of getting rushed into a purchase at whatever price the nearest store quotes you. Now here's a quick bonus tip while we're on the subject. If your battery terminals have that white or greenish crusty buildup on them, that corrosion is actually messing with your connection and can make a perfectly good battery act like it's dying because the current can't flow properly through the gunk. Mix a little baking soda with water, scrub the terminals with an old toothbrush, rinse it off, dry it completely, and reconnect. People skip this step constantly. And it's honestly one of the easiest fixes there is. Sometimes that corrosion alone is the entire problem, and you don't even need to touch the battery itself. So, quick recap, because this is worth remembering. Before you ever pay for a new battery, test the resting voltage, charge it slowly if it's low, let it rest, and test again. That one habit alone can save you real money, and it's exactly the kind of thing shops don't slow down to explain because it doesn't make them anything. If this video helped you out, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, drop a comment letting me know what your voltage reading was. I genuinely read through them. And if you liked this one, next time I'm going to show you a trick for extending the life of your tires that most tire shops definitely don't want you to know about. Until then, take care of what you've already got before you go out and buy something new. I'll see you in the next one.